We are going to pick up a very interesting and I think vitally important discussion right now. Last week we discussed how the perception of mainstream beauty is thankfully changing and the importance of celebrating the skin that we are in. Here's a quick recap.
And I choose to dwell in the positive light of what I see is my journey and my beauty going forward.
It was very scary and very traumatic in the sense that I didn't expect it to get that far. It really brought me to a sense of believing that I would never want to be a mother.
Wow.
Because if I can't handle something like this, how can anyone else deal with something like this?
I'm glad to have gotten on this journey where I have curated my own narrative on what beauty is.
And look at you now, inspiring other people out there to live confidently and comfortably in their skin.
So Beauty Redefined is allowing yourself to evolve, being happy with the person that you are at the present moment.
And of course, today we are continuing this discussion, focusing our attention on the often unexpected changes and unspoken fears surrounding aging as we progress through different life stages. And from weight fluctuations to motherhood, changes in our skin are inevitable and more importantly, normal. It is normal. Our skin loses elasticity, becomes thinner, drier, or even develops sensitivity. Now, joining us today with first-hand experience is life coach Kirsty and also dermatologist Dr. Tarryn Jacobs to help us understand the inevitable skin transformations we will experience over time and how to embrace them and take it all in.
It's something that we all absolutely have to grapple with, both men and women. And when we do, it can knock us considerably. It can really affect our confidence. So maybe both of you can take us through some practical tips on how we can deal with these changes in tides, if you will, in our lives.
So for me, my first experience of changing skin happened when I was 12 and I hit puberty. And I was one of the first people in my grade to go through that change, and it really knocked my self-confidence. I developed acne all over my skin, my face, my back, even my chest, and I would wake up and dread looking in the mirror because I didn't know what I was going to be faced with. There were some really unkind comments from my peers, and I would have to dress to cover myself up. So you can imagine the kind of psychological toll that takes. And as time went on, my skin cleared up, and I thought that was that. Until recently, it all came back because I am pregnant now, and there's a lot of hormonal changes going on in my body, and my acne came right back. And with it came all those feelings of insecurity.
Wow.
So I really had to kind of coach myself through that and say, you're no longer 12 years old. You are a 30-something woman, and you can handle this.
Yeah.
So the 3 steps I followed, which I think other people might find really helpful if they're going through their own change. The first step is to have awareness of every time you think a thought that is unkind, because there's no need to be beating yourself up. There's enough negativity out there. You don't need it inside your head.
Yeah.
So have awareness of when you're doing that. The second step is to practice a pause. So disrupt the momentum of that moment. Go for a walk, make a cup of tea, take some deep belly breaths, and just stop the flow of negativity. And the third step is choose again. So choose a thought that does feel more empowering. Look in the mirror and say something kind to yourself. If you were making a disparaging comment about yourself, backtrack and say, hang on, let me try that again, and say something kinder.
Short-circuit it. Yeah, I love that.
Have awareness, practice the pause, and choose again.
I love it. Doc, from your side and your perspective, any tips you want to share with us?
Yes, so skin is our living organ, basically, and it does undergo significant changes throughout our lives, from that fragile newborn stage of skin to the teenagers, where many teenagers experience acne, and then to the wrinkles that develop later. And each stage really does present its own challenges. What we know, and it's well recognized, that certain skin conditions can affect your self-esteem and give low confidence. And this is something I see professionally in the clinic from day to day, but it's also personally what I've experienced as a teenager with severe acne. If you think about it, our skin is so outwardly visible to others, and this is why. What really helps, I think, partly is to know that there is treatment available if you do need help. So check in with the dermatologist or medical practitioner if you see that you have a skin concern. And then another thing that can partly help is also recognizing that your self-worth does not come from what we look like.
What causes these changes in the skin, and what can we do to ensure our skin stays healthier for longer? Because I'm going to level 4 now, maybe in a couple of years as well, and I'm freaking out.
So skin concerns can often be attributed to those hormonal changes that we experience during the course of our lives. So there are certain periods like puberty, pregnancy, menopause, where this holds particularly true. But also another process that's happening from our mid-20s is what we call skin aging. And surprisingly, from that time, we see that we start to lose our collagen, about 1% of collagen per year. And so that means we see wrinkles, our skin becomes thinner, our skin also becomes drier, because we need to now at that stage start to add that extra hydration to combat that. The most impactful thing is UV. Sun's rays are the biggest culprit here, making up a whopping 80% of skin aging. So what does that mean? If we want to maintain our good looks, then we have to use daily sunscreen. There are plenty of basics that we can get right before you embark on expensive treatments or skincare. There are lifestyle factors that can actually help your skin. Getting adequate sleep, smoking cessation, as well as stress management, and having a balanced nutrition throughout one's life.
I wish you could have seen Jamie start freaking out the second you said 1% of collagen every year, and I could see their mental arithmetic going in her brain. So while everyone races out to go and put collagen in their coffee right now, Kirsty, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Congratulations, by the way. I've had a front row seat twice now. I've got 2 gorgeous babies, but I've also had a very first-hand account of how difficult it has been for Linz to deal with the changes in her body, especially post-baby. What advice do you have for mothers, especially, who have got to still live in and love and be proud of this body that has now birthed this amazing child?
So the word that's going through my head is gratitude. Lean into feeling grateful that you get to have this experience, because there's so many women out there who don't. And for me personally, I consider myself so lucky that I am blessed with this miracle. And so no matter what scars or lumps or bumps or marks are going to appear on my body in the next few months, it's okay, because I'm going to be brave to wear those like a badge of honor, because they show me the journey that I've been on. So if you can make that shift in your perspective to feeling really grateful you got to have that experience and being proud of the marks that have been left behind, then I think you're going to be a lot kinder to yourself.
Definitely. And I also remind Luca every single day, which is my little one, and I'm like, this was not here before you. It's your fault. Dr. Jacobs, besides the collagen, we spoke about that as well. What are the must-have skincare products that every home should have, especially as we're aging?
So maintaining healthy skin does not need to be expensive or complicated. Cleanse, moisturize, and protect. When you moisturize skin, you're adding water content, you're restoring the skin barrier, and that means skin feels more comfortable. If you have sensitive skin, then you want to see that reflected on the label. Top tip for dry winter skin, I would say, is to apply that moisturizer to damp skin to lock in the moisture. The next thing I would say is petroleum jelly. You know, it's inexpensive, there's multiple uses. It's great to have around the house when you have a minor cut or scrape, because that moisture helps with faster healing. But it's also great for nails and lips and over-sanitized hands these days, overnight.
Ladies, thank you so much. Really, really helpful conversation, because I must be the oldest one here. So I think this was mainly for me this morning, but I really do appreciate it. And congratulations once again. Enjoy this crazy miracle that's going on inside of you. And hopefully you guys at home have picked something up as well. Life, aging, motherhood, the miracle that it is. Weight fluctuations introduce us to new versions of ourselves all the time. And our skin can often signal these milestones to the rest of the world.
How have you embraced changes in your skin? Please do tell us and post a photo on the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page with hashtag #YourSkinYourBrave. Now you stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand voucher with Ingram's and might get first-hand advice from Dr. Tarryn Jacobs herself on Friday morning show. Now this week's competition closes Friday the 25th of June at midday, and remember that those T's and C's can be found on our website expressoshow.com.